American hand-built, hand-wired amplifier from Graefe Amps. This is a one-of-a-kind out of their line of amps. This was actually the prototype and last model for sale. This is a collaboration between Tom Graefe and Gary Phillips. Gary Phillips is a good friend of mine, and for years I would always play through this amp and he would always tell me all the amazing things about it. And one day I was playing through it and Gary was telling me this was the last one, and I made one of the biggest investments I've ever made in my life. Like I said, this is an all hand-wired, hand-built amplifier right here in the USA. It's got a USA and British voice to replicate a twin and a Vox, and it's juiced up a little bit in all of its features. Excuse me. This was designed to be an incredible studio amp, and honestly, you can use it live too. The EQs here are just magic. Any guitar you plug in, the cheapest to the best, it just sounds incredible. Obviously, more incredible with more incredible guitar. But why do I tell you that? Because I'm gonna make another video all about this amp, because what you've been hearing this whole time is not this amp. In fact, what you've been hearing is sitting right over my shoulder. Oh, am I blocking it? I'm totally blocking it. What you've heard this whole time is this $50 amp with a vintage Shure mic right on it. You're probably asking and wondering how the heck you fooled me. The tomfoolery between you and this camera and this musical thing. How could you dupe me like this? Well, this is a new series I'd like to call Using What You've Got. That's right. Using what you've got. How do I have such incredible tones right now? Well, let me show you the pedal board if my camera battery doesn't die. This is my simple pedal board as I zoom in and as I voice over this clip. It's from left to right. I've got a Keeley Verbo Trem, which honestly is not a great pedal, but it works pretty decently for this rig. I've got my Amplitube delay X-Time pedal that was not used at all in this video, but I definitely use it all the time. And again, like I said, the EQ here is the real hero of the glorious tone. It's obviously pretty exaggerated, the EQ. It's a pretty intense EQ, but that's really the only way to get a really great tone out of this small amp. And again, from right to left, I've obviously got my tuner and a Pigtronics Class A boost. And so, actually, I have been using this rig here as an experiment and for church on Sundays. You know, it's super popular nowadays to use a pedal in a box from Universal Audio. You can get a bunch of IRs from a plethora of a bunch of people, and you know, it sounds good. I've used some in the past myself, but it just didn't do it all the way, if that makes sense. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And honestly, this is kind of a dream rig as far as the practicality and the ease of use. I mean, to have an amp this small, just to throw in my backpack, plug it in, 9-volt power, battery, or wall plug. And when you get creative and you use what you got, you can get amazing tones out of what you already have stored away in the closet where you think you've put all the terrible gear. But it's not terrible, and you just got to be creative. Am I ashamed to play this amp live? No. No, I'm not. And I think it sounds incredible, especially when you get creative. Yeah, the magic, honestly, is the EQ pedal, because this sounds terrible without any EQ, to really dial in what it sounds like, or get good sounds out of it at least. And so this is really just an encouragement to use what you got. All right? Do it.